Welcome, one and all, to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, folks. I am your reigning, defending Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, Phil KOE, and we are here at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, Big Buckin' Empire on Facebook, and of course, KOE Nation on X, but you can also find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, all under KOE Nation. And folks, yes, adrenaline in my soul. Phil KOE is champion and way better than Tony G. And joined by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only, the former Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, the one, the only.
No, you need to get it right. It's the 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, longest reigning, shortest reigning, most reigns, and at WrestleMania, I also, like John Cena, am vying for my 17th championship, but unlike him, I have a much better shot at doing so. It is I, your quadruple distilled, non-chill filtered, blend master of ceremonies himself, Tony fucking G. We are back on the road to WrestleMania, folks, and we are just under 3 weeks away. Believe it or not. And it's weird because in years past, WrestleMania has kind of routinely been on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of April, and this year's a little different, folks. I don't know if anybody noticed. Phil, did you notice that this is kind of a shitty weekend to do a 2-night pay-per-view premium live event
weekend?
Yeah.
Like this one, I wonder if attendance is going to be affected. Like we'll see. Now it's
Vegas.
So
it's
WrestleMania. Kind of pay for that.
No, I don't think.
Oh yeah, like you know what? You're right, T. If there's one place that's not going to be like, oh yeah, we're taking Easter all that seriously, it's Sin City. Okay, so
yeah.
Like there is that, but like I gotta be honest, I just don't like it. Like T, do you remember when you, me, and Chicken had, like, we won't get into the topic because it's it's not wrestling, but when somebody had moved something onto Easter and I had caused kind of a kerfuffle over that. Remember when Biden had changed? Like I was not happy about that. I'm not happy about this. I'm like this really like. You can there's a reason you can tell Vince isn't in charge anymore, because Vince basically over his dead body would WrestleMania have happened on Easter weekend. So this is unprecedented times that we're in, folks, but Tony and I, we will soldier through it, and we will give you the coverage that you need for WrestleMania right here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, as I, your Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, put my title on the line against Tony. Will Tony be able to surpass the Ric Flair record, or will Phil KOE reign supreme as the RWP champion? I think we all know which one to expect, folks. Because
I think it's pretty crystal clear.
Tony was just telling us all kinds of nonsense. Like he was saying that Cody was going to win. He was telling us that Roman Reigns was going to surpass Bruno Sammartino's record. He was telling us all kinds of craziness.
Do you want me to go back and play the tape?
Tony, details. But what we really need, folks, is to rally around a real champion. A real champion like Phil
after
KOE.
I win it back at WrestleMania.
Oh, that's not going to happen, T, because
it's more than likely going to happen.
I'm betting it
all.
John
Cena's chances are shoddier than mine.
I'm betting it all on R-Truth cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase.
I hope he buys one from the Shop Zone and tries to do that. That'd be fantastic.
That would actually be the greatest thing in probably the last, R-Truth. Like I love the man and his ability to just bring comedy. Like the best one of all time was like, I want to do the U.S. title challenge just like my childhood hero, John Cena. And he's 7 years older than John Cena.
Brilliant.
Like, he's just brilliant. He's brilliant. But, well, T, why don't we, while
that's
we're
right,
here,
kiss it goodbye.
Oh, no. I'm just,
shine it up for me. Good boy.
Get get it used to
Shiny for me, yes.
But yes, on Easter weekend, folks, on the weekend of our resurrection, you will see Phil KOE and Tony G, who will reign supreme as champion. Yes. So after I'm sure every single one of you is in the sound of my voice. After every last one of you, I'm sure gets out of church, you will come home and get ready for WrestleMania. I'm sure that's what's going to happen to you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, like it's kind of like Johnny Cash when he did his return to Asbury Park and he literally played till like 3 a.m. and then he gets done with his final encore. He goes, well, I'll see y'all church in the morning, because it was a Saturday night and that got a pretty big pop from the crowd. But we will definitely see what we get here. Now, T, what are the matches that we have confirmed thus far for me retaining my title at WrestleMania?
Looks like we've got, what is it, 7 confirmed matches for when I win my 17th championship. Let's start here.
Now, has Daniel Bryan found a way to make one of them a 3-way yet?
No, he's still making millions from the money mark, unfortunately.
John Cena had one of the best lines. I've built empires for billionaires. You just stole one of their kids' money. And I'm like,
yeah, that was brilliant. God, that
oh,
was good. That was really good.
Bro.
That was fucking good. A lot of shots at AEW in the past week. Kudos to him for it. I love it. So let's start here. We have got...
that one's just begging for Daniel Bryan to make a 3-way.
Yeah. This should be a banger. I'm kind of excited because it was a way to get Sammy out of the picture. To like, they did the big no DQ lights out match in Canada. And you're like, why didn't they hold off for Mania? Well,
you got to get Randy on the card if you got him.
In Canada. So you've got this now. And I think this could be one of the best matches of the weekend. And I've never made it a secret that I find Randy Orton boring at times. I don't think this will be one.
It'll be a serviceable 3-star match usually when it comes to Randy Orton.
I actually, for some reason, I have very high expectations for this. I really feel like something about this. I'm actually looking forward to this. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a bit of a grudge match. So I think this will be good. Like, it makes sense for both guys. They're both solid opponents for each other. There's nothing about this I can really complain about.
Oh, it's going to be a solid match. My fear is, like, really, it just depends on where they put it. Like, because if they put it at like a night opener or like co-main event, it'll have a great reaction. If they put it in the dead spot, then those guys are just out there to throw headlocks for 20 minutes.
Is this one of those matches they put in the dead spot in hopes of not having it be a dead spot? Because that never works.
Because unfortunately, yeah, every show, like it or not, needs a dead spot.
Yeah.
Like it's just, you can't get around it.
This one to me is more about how much do either of these guys have left in the tank. If we're going to be completely honest, I would assume Kevin Owens has a little bit more.
I was about to say, Randy, I hate to say this, but he's had so many shoulder injuries that I honestly say that Randy has no more than 5 years left in him. Okay.
Yeah.
And if he makes it to that 5th year, really enjoy his matches, because you're not going to see and we got to see Randy Orton live in Lincoln, Nebraska, actually at a SmackDown. And it was our main event of the night was Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. It was a pretty quick match, but still, it was memorable.
You know, this is one of those things. Randy. Yeah,
we got to see Becky 2 belts.
I really wanted to see Orton versus Cena at WrestleMania as Cena's last match. I thought that would be ideal. So
I think that should be the match at Survivor Series.
I thought Mania would be more appropriate, but
no,
it could be.
No,
it could be Survivor Series.
The main event of WrestleMania, he's passing the torch to Cody.
Yeah, but it could be a night 1 main event.
No, this is big.
No, I'm saying next year. If they could stretch out Cena's retirement run into WrestleMania next year, which I'm sure he would probably do, I think that's your night one main event. I think that makes perfect sense.
Maybe, but this way it's a straight torch pass. Cena now, unless they swerve us all and put the belt on Cena.
Well,
Which,
I don't think it's such a lock that Cody wins. I mean, obviously, I think the betting odds would speak volumes to Cody retaining, but this whole we'll get to the Cody stuff. But this one, are you looking forward to it or not?
really depends on where they place it on the card, either yes or no. Like if it's the dead spot of night 2, I got to be honest, I'm going to have a hard time mustering. But
okay,
because they haven't really fleshed out the conflict, to be honest.
Right. Okay.
All right, but like that, I got to be honest. Let's hear it.
This one I am actually like ecstatic for.
Oh,
this is going to be a fucking banger. Like,
I don't care if there's no conflict.
Yeah, this might be the match of the weekend by the time this is all said and done. Logan Paul, we've crooned over this guy so much.
Early match of the year contender if they give them more than 15 minutes.
Oh, this should be so good. AJ Styles is one of my favorites of all time. And Logan Paul is just so athletically gifted and has such a knack for the mentality of the wrestling business. And you've got one of the most seasoned veterans at your disposal. AJ Styles can have a good match with a broom. He can be the man running the broom, or he could let the broom beat the piss out of him, and both are going to be bangers. And Logan Paul is not a broom. So this is going to be fucking amazing. This is a late entry and, heading into the season, but man, am I glad that this is on the card.
Steven Alexander said, isn't Styles retiring? I think he just signed a new multi-year contract, but he said that's going to be his last contract. So probably in about
it was one of those
3 to 5 years, he'll be retiring too.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot left in the tank either. And he was one of those guys who said, yeah, I've only got a couple years left in me. And then a couple years came and went, and he went, well, fuck, I guess I got a few more in me because that went way too fast.
I was about to say, like, I only got a couple more. Well, now I got a couple more. Now He's figured out a way to Terry Funk just at his contract negotiation, which well done.
That's true.
Because normally you got to do it out in the ring, like, I'm going to retire. But no, AJ just does that when it's time to sign his name on the dot. Well, I guess I'm going to retire. I mean, if you throw a few more dollars my way, I could see my way to grapple me one more time. Like, that's, but now, that's, well done, AJ. Well done. It's not often that the worker works the office. But yeah, this one is an early match of the year contender for me.
Yeah, I hope this could be one that if they put it on the right spot in the card and they give them enough time to cook, man alive.
Even if they put this on what should have been the dead spot, it's gonna, like, everyone that was going to the bathroom and going to get some nachos is gonna stop. They're gonna I gotta see this. Yeah, it's kind of like when we were at WrestleMania, when we were at Royal Rumble. It's like, well, I'm gonna go hit the merch line because it's Andrade versus a guy I can't remember his name right now in the ring. So you enjoy that while I go get this beautiful bad boy. Yes, this was purchased at Royal Rumble 2020, folks. So yes, the event where we did get the RWP title on camera. But so yeah, this one is going to be a banger. So
I'm so excited for this.
I don't even care who wins, but I think it should be Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think it kind of has to be Logan Paul, and I'm saying that as a giant AJ Styles mark. But
like, what is AJ's record at Mania?
It's probably not great.
I was about to say, he seems to do great in the build-up and in the post, like at the WrestleMania Backlash. I want to puke.
Honestly, the only one I can think of off the top of my head that he won was that Nakamura match. Everything else that comes to mind, he lost.
Yeah, that's... And then when he tag team with Omos or whatever, like,
let's all just forget about
I am Wrestle. I thought that should have been his whole gimmick. That's all he says is I am Wrestle in a very aggressive
way. You just bummed me out. Thanks for that. What the fuck is wrong with you, Phil?
Sorry, man. Sorry, I couldn't.
All right, let's move on. Good God. We've got Tiffy time, the champ. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair.
Are we sure Vince isn't still in charge? Blonde hair, blue eye, like it's like, huh? Okay, all right. Like now, T, who do you have, and why is it Charlotte Flair?
I'm still on the fence with this one, honestly. Like,
I'm
I know
not.
you want to. Everything in my being is telling me this is a great way to get another title reign onto Charlotte's record because you know damn well she's gonna also be a 17-time
Woo!
champion by the time she's all said and done. But I honestly believe the support that Tiffany Stratton has, it's genuine enough. And the office is behind her. Like, this could be a marquee win for her. I think it's a sink or swim moment. I think that's what this is.
So, Tony,
I don't think they're going to make the decision in the ring by any means.
The crowd's really invested in Tiffany Stratton, you say?
Yes.
And the office has a lot of faith in her too. You
Yes,
say that,
Phil.
huh? I have 2 words as counter to that, and it's the Fiend. Okay, yeah, like
Vince is gone, Phil. Vince is gone.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. It's just it's still so hard to like.
I know.
It's hard to believe. Like, ding dong, the Wicked Booker. He's not dead, but at least he's gone.
I think this match should be pretty decent. I think Tiffany Stratton's doing pretty good work. Charlotte Flair is just always you can't count on her to have a bad match. So this should be really good.
This is going to sound like a very strange comparison because you didn't grow up watching WCW, but to folks who did, this will make 100% sense. Charlotte Flair is like, yeah, sometimes she's playing the heel, sometimes she's the babyface, but Charlotte Flair is not to compare. She's not like her father. Oh, that's adorable. Tony's getting the hugs from the kids. But yeah, folks, we all got kids now. So enjoy the time that you have with us because, it gets a lot harder when we all have these little ones. But Charlotte Flair is more like Sting. How Sting was in the world title picture. He was just this stalwart. You could always get a good main event out of the guy if you had him involved in the match. And that's what Charlotte Flair, she's become the women's division Sting in WWE.
Yeah, I like that comparison. And I can't really fault WWE for going back to the well with Charlotte because they've created her into basically the pillar of the women's division. Like when they reinvested effort into the women's divisions and got away from the Diva era, she was from the get-go put in a very good position to be that pillar, and she's pretty much knocked it out of the park. Love her or hate her, she's undeniable, and that's why she's in this position, and that's why they're putting her up against somebody who they want to build around. So win or lose, she's going to do exactly that.
Nice. So to me, this is a no-brainer. They're gonna inflate Charlotte's title run numbers. Now, I know maybe Tiffany pulls off the most devastating and dangerous move in sports entertainment, the roll-up pin or the schoolboy, and she somehow pulls it off. But no, I think this is going to end in a very deep figure 8. That's how I see it because she's the queen. She is the queen, T. At this point, I was kind of a naysayer to Charlotte in the early part of her career, truth be told. I don't know if you remember that or not, but like I was kind of like, I don't know. I've been corrected in that regard. Okay, like I was way too high on Sasha Banks, and I was way too low on Charlotte, to be frank, when I basically first started coming back.
Yeah, you could look at those two in their careers right now and really.
Whoa, yeah. That's mean, T. Don't. Whoa, why would you do that?
But Sasha's got like 8 belts right now, and she's cutting the worst promos of her career, and the crowd
I couldn't tell you one of them.
Her.
Like like she's got the AEW ones, but that's it. Like that's the only ones I know of.
So let's talk about some other women's titles.
Wow, that's
This
weird.
is
That
confusing.
somehow Jade Cargill was able to take all of the heat and attention from the entire AEW women's division with her. That's actually impressive, okay? Like, you got to give her credit there. Okay, breaking news?
So this, I'm still not sold that this is even the match, Phil. Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair.
Bianca. Yeah, this will be a good even match down the middle. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, like Bianca she's got a legitimate mainstream appeal and she's athletic as all get out. So I don't see how they don't put the belt on her. Like if they were doing like some sort of tour, international tour after Mania, I could see them keeping on Io, but I don't think so.
So I'm very perplexed by the booking leading up to this because Rhea was the champion until a month ago maybe, and they had her defend the title against Io on Raw while Bianca watched on, and we assumed, okay, this is a great way to give Rhea a title defense before the clash with Bianca for the belt at WrestleMania, which is what I have been clamoring for the better part of what, 4 years now at this rate, because I've literally been calling for this match. Inexplicably, Io won that match, and now it's Io versus Bianca at Mania. Well, then it appears they're trying to reinsert Rhea back into it. Okay, you put the belt on Io, but Rhea's got a legitimate gripe to get back in. Now it's going to be a triple threat. Well, then last night on Raw, no, we're going to solidify this. Io versus Rhea again with Bianca's guest ref. Ends in, I think it was a double DQ because they both beat the shit out or like took shots at Bianca. So now they're saying breaking news. It's officially again Io versus Bianca. I'd say at this point there's zero chance that this doesn't end up becoming the triple threat that we expect, which that's fine. I mean, it is what it is.
Or it's going in the dead spot.
Yeah, and that's
because unfortunately, like when I see this, I can't help but think Jim Cornette. Not everybody gets to make it to Broadway. Not everybody gets to be on Broadway. Okay, but this is, like it or not, might be the dead spot match night 1 or night 2. Okay, like that's the unfortunate reality.
Problem,
I don't like it, but
that's not the problem. The problem is it's hard to get invested in the angle when you don't know what match you're getting. Sometimes, especially for WrestleMania, you want to know what you're going to get. You don't want to be weeks out going, what the fuck match are they actually going to give us? So,
well, then last year's Mania must have infuriated you.
Yeah, no shit. I really wanted Rhea Bianca 1-on-1, and I think, honest to God, like, that is a main event night 1 match if you build it up properly and you keep it simple. But a triple threat with some convoluted stuff, because even if it is a triple threat, with you throw Rhea in the mix here, you've still got the Naomi side quest and the Jade Cargill gripe on this. It's very confusing. I like that they're keeping us guessing, but I have no idea where we're headed, and it's not in a good way. It's like I'm just confused. So I want some clarity here. I want to know what match we're going to end up getting. I'm assuming it's going to be the Rhea Io Bianca triple threat. And if we had to do that, which I still don't understand, fine, but I'd say Io is the least likely to walk out with the belt in that case. So I don't know. I just don't know why they inserted her. They could have waited for her title reign till after doing Bianca versus Rhea. So hopefully they've got something else in mind.
In the last couple of years, they have not been very good at making new female stars. Rhea Ripley's the only standout exception to that, but other than that, they haven't really been able to make stars. And I think if they just keep putting enough belts on them, maybe that'll make them a star. No, it's how you get there. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin's first and second journey to the title were what basically cemented him as a superstar. He wasn't the champion on the way to what everybody was actually paying attention to him about. Okay. It's like, honestly, like T, I think if you were to look at like throughout the Attitude Era, you'd be shocked probably how little Stone Cold was actually champion.
Yeah,
Like
he had multiple reigns, but him holding the belt wasn't even a necessity. It was because it was better when he was chasing the title.
yeah, and that's what we all wanted, and it built that yearning in all of us. And so I feel like they've just kind of dropped the ball in that regard, and so it's like Io Sky is kind of a victim of that. Like, hey,
Well,
how many times
Rhea's
have you?
white hot, and that's why she's obviously going to be in this match. The crowd likes Io, but I don't think her inclusion was necessary here. And Bianca, the crowd likes her too, but I think they're ready for the heel turn, and they're kind of teasing that. So
Wasn't she in that match with Zelina Vega in Puerto Rico where basically didn't matter what, like Io Sky, if she just like flipped her hair in one direction, they'd cheer, and if the other lady like even just accidentally sweated on her, they'd like, it was just a happening. So yeah, that one will always go down. Probably one of the highlights of her career by accident. Like it was just a happening. It just came together. But anyway, all right, I think we'll
see what
happens
happens with this one. I truly don't know. I'm expecting the triple threat, but we'll get there. This one, I'm honestly just finally now coming around to giving a shit about. Jey Uso, your Royal Rumble winner, taking on
Walter.
World Heavyweight Champion Gunther.
Walter. But here's the thing. So, is this going to be the main event of night one?
It's not, Phil.
What? So you mean the Royal Rumble winner
meant nothing?
Not only is he not going after the top tier world title, he's not even going to get the main event. He's probably going to be opening night one.
Yeah. See,
so we can get the yee with the fresh
This
crowd.
is what drives me nuts about the 2-night WrestleMania and having 2 world titles. It's because it's all devalued at that point. Because we all know one of these titles is bullshit. It's this one. Even though Gunther's very deserving and a good heel champion, Jay, love him or hate him, has the crowd support, and he did win the Rumble. But it feels so invaluable. But
Steven Alexander Martinez.
Go ahead.
He says Jay's overhyped, but this is undeniably a good match.
This will be a good match, and they've done this match. They did it, Saturday night's main event. Obviously, Gunther wins. This is Jay's redemption story, but I didn't care about this until, my God, the last week. The angle of Jimmy bitch slapping Gunther, and then Gunther gets Jay handcuffed to the ropes and takes Jimmy in the middle of the ring and chokes him out while he is a bloody fucking mess. If you haven't seen the images or the video of this, go watch it, because this is just wrestling storytelling at its absolute classic and finest. This is how you get a motherfucker over. This is beautiful heel work. This makes the guy look like more of a monster than he already is. It just shows how good he is as a champion, and I hope they actually do eventually put the real world title on the guy. He's doing everything he can with the fake one, but he's not main eventing in WrestleMania.
Tony, he's the Intercontinental Champion. Be nice.
Pretty much. That's the problem. So it is what it is. But I'm actually excited for this match. And the bar's pretty low for Jey Uso in singles matches in WrestleMania, because last year's what we thought was going to be a banger was one of the worst matches of the fucking year against his brother. So he's got a huge chance.
I feel like they
overthought
that one.
Oh, God. That was a total disaster.
Now,
this is going to be good. The build has been fantastic.
You know what I want more? Like, this match has built a yearning and a desire in me. I want to see Gunther choke Jay out flat back in the middle of that ring. Get the W, hold the belt up high to the biggest heel boo. Just the biggest heel reaction you'll have seen in years. He took away their yeet, yeet, yeet. They didn't get to do that. And now they're sad. And so, that's
the problem with this match, Phil, right there.
I think that's why this match opens night 2. So the folks begin with that, oh, fuck you. They begin with that.
That's the problem. You've got 2 possible outcomes here. Jey Uso wins the match in a very predictable, overcame the big bad heel champion. And everybody gets their cum shot glee until that post nut clarity sets in. And oh, did we really want this? Did we really want this that bad? Or you
Like the
have
fans
Gunther
that we
choke him out in 2 minutes, look dominant as fuck, and cement himself as a badass heel. And in the long run, everybody's going to be better for it, and everybody's going to be happier because it's going to make him even better than he already is. So I think that's the better outcome. Gunther wins in a flat destruction.
That would be so awesome.
It would,
Now,
and it should. That's
because this
how it
year
should
the
go
Royal
down.
Rumble unfortunately just didn't mean as much as it did in past years. It
No.
just now the match was great, but
Match was good.
The outcome now, yes, Phil KOE Cody 2028. Yeah, he would be an excellent running mate because he will be holding on to the belt for years to come. Might even beat Roman Sammartino's record, but Tony, like an idiot, was saying that it would be Roman to do that. Like I don't know. Like, but we'll get into that WrestleMania weekend. But anyway, so T, we know where this is going. But what's the next match we got?
All right, so what will be the main event of night one? It finally happens. The man who's been chasing the main event of WrestleMania his whole career finally gets one in CM Punk when he takes on Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in a triple threat match.
After he talks shit to MJF where you can main event night one on a 3-for-1 special, and now his big Mania main event is night one.
Yeah, it does feel a little
hurt.
cheap, but it still counts, right? Like, it still counts
Does
technically.
T, oh my god! Like, I mean, I get it. Like anybody, but like you're really inflating Mania main events now. If there's 2 a year, okay, you know what I mean?
Agree.
Like,
I've always agreed, but even you made point that yeah, the Usos have now main evented a WrestleMania when they took on Owens and Zayn in a tag match. Like, it's still a main event. It is. Is it the one he wanted? Is it for a belt? No, but he's in there with Seth Rollins and literally one of the biggest stars of the last decade. So this is a great setup for. Usually a triple threat is going to be busy and overly choreographed. That's not what this will be. I really thought we were going to get a Punk Rollins one-on-one, but yeah, he kind of left open the door. What the fuck is Roman going to do this year? It's WrestleMania. He's got to be there. If you're not going to put him up against somebody, this felt pretty natural. And this feels genuine. There's history there. The original Shield concept was involving CM Punk. Like, and this is the stand-in for Ambrose doing his Moxley dumb fuck, stupidest fucking spot ever, dumb fuck, moron, idiot, dumb, garbage wrestling, stupid fuck, put nails in my back for a crowd of 20 people, dumb shit Moxley routine. Because that's what this would have been. It would have been
that's
Ambrose,
how you really feel.
Rollins,
I think you're
and
holding
Reigns. But I mean, look at it. This was the chance they could have done the Shield triple threat at WrestleMania. Instead, we got that match once on a throwaway pay-per-view many moon ago. But Punk makes natural sense here, and I actually think this is going to be pretty great storytelling as far as matches go with these three guys. Because how could it not?
It's going to be spectacular. It's going to be glorious.
Yes.
And it'll be another match of the weekend contender, possibly match of the year contender.
I hope so.
It's going to be a spectacular match. I just feel so bad for Punk that he was even in the Royal Rumble was teased that he might get a main event night too, and nope, snatched away from him. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I know Triple H is still a little bit in charge,
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's for sure. Okay.
I think this could be the door opening to get Punk into that night 2 main event title match next year.
We'll see. We'll see.
I really do, because if you're gonna do it, you got to do it soon. Obviously, we're not doing it this year. If
Punk's
it's ever
another
gonna
guy that's
happen,
only got a handful of years left before he's got to hang
if
him
it's
up
gonna happen, it's got to happen next year now. Like, it just has to. So
because he's in the shape for it. But all righty,
yeah.
well, let's move on to the
So
big one.
before we do that, I think the only other one I really know we're gonna probably get before they announce it is Priest versus McIntyre. Yeah, I'm sure you're just over the moon about that. I've never,
I wish
struggled.
McIntyre was in this match. Okay, it would make it better. Okay, but Priest, I just don't know what it is with him that you can't elicit. Like, he gets the big boss man reaction from me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I wish
it's not
I
from a
didn't.
lack of trying. He's got a look. He's got a vibe. He's good in the ring. He's different. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, here's the thing. Like, he's tall and I would assume fairly handsome. I'm not really a good judge of male beauty, but like, why not give him like something like that like plays up to those things he's got? Like, but
I don't know.
It's like Kevin Nash when he had to be the Great Oz.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Priest doesn't do it for me, but he and McIntyre do have a pretty decent
Like,
rhythm.
I know I like to crap on McIntyre a lot, but the guy he can be counted on the biggest stages to at least deliver you a 3.5 star match. Okay. And so like maybe put him in the 3-way with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. That would be really fun.
I don't want a bunch of multiple people matches. It gets so busy. And WWE loved doing that in years prior. So if we only have a couple of triple threat matches, I think that's already plenty. I'd rather see McIntyre one-on-one, because you get a lot more of that psychological. Because otherwise, if it gets too busy, then you just got to have Drew find his big spots, and that's not that's not what plays to his strengths. I think I did figure out, though. I was thinking about this the other day with McIntyre. What your biggest gripe with him is, because my real first, like, not exposure to Drew McIntyre, but really watching his work came after he had his run in TNA as Drew Galloway. He was the champion, and then he found his way back to WWE. And I'd just kind of come back to WWE, and he came back with Dolph Ziggler, and he was the Scottish psychopath, and he was doing incredible heel work. He wasn't doing calm, cool, collected, I'll get pissed off though heel work. It was, yeah, this guy might be a legitimate psychopath. And he had a great look, a great vibe, and an amazing intensity. I was like, man, he really figured it out. Whereas your first exposure to Drew McIntyre,
May I?
And
we're a 3-man band.
I don't think you've ever gotten past that. That's what it is, isn't it?
Him and Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, you can't get past it, can you?
No! How the fuck can you ever get past 3-man band, dude? Like, if those three don't have a fucking reunion in the next 5 years, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. Like, they need to have a 3-man band reunion. They need to bring Jinder. They need to bring Heath Slater. There we go. They need to bring all three. Like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Like, okay, 3-man band was stupid, but I loved it. And so I can't ever unsee Drew. Like, if he became 3-man band again, I'd be put the world title on him now. But no, he's not the Scottish psychopath. He's 3-man band, okay? Like, that's like, so, okay, sorry, Tim.
Yeah, I don't know why that dawned on me the other day, but I'm like, that's what it is.
Okay, you're right. You actually, you found, Jinder, the modern day Maharaja, that sucked, but if he would have been 3-man band Jinder, that'd have been great. But no, nothing could have made that good. But no, Drew, that I would have got into. You're right, T. You're right. It's how you first get. Sometimes first impressions matter, folks.
They do. They sure do, especially when it comes to wrestlers. I'm glad I missed that era. All right, let's talk about it. This is the one that
There was not
we
much
know for
redeemable
sure.
from that era.
No. This is it. This is the main event, night
Ooh.
2. Cody Rhodes defends against John Cena. Can Cody defend the title and make it a full year as champion, or will John Cena make history and become a 17-time champion? This has been the John Cena heel turn. We've clamored about this. What a revelation it was, and they found a way to surprise us because it made no sense to do it, but maybe that's why it made sense to do it. And what a great way of doing it, except for, The Rock putting his thing all over it and Travis Scott being there. But my God,
Yeah.
heel Cena, and he's getting great reactions. Like it's all working. Everything is working. This is not the opponent I thought Cody was going to have at Mania. I think that's why it works, and I'm looking forward to this because this is unprecedented and uncharted water for
This is
John
the
Cena.
one thing I want to see more than anything else. I hope that The Rock writes any amount of check that he has to, and Travis Scott accompanies John Cena to the ring. Okay. So they'll tell him in the back, don't worry, Cody's just going to give you a little shove. And then Cody just forearm blasts him with, like, give him the receipt that every insider fan wants to see.
He deserves it.
And it would be beautiful. And yeah, like it'll be like the I Show Speed thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like when the celebrity comes in and doesn't really respect the business. Like that was what Logan Paul did right. His first few times, he just basically knew he was there to be a fool. Okay. And he did it right. And that is what actually gave him some respect. Like he didn't, earn, to come up like, you would normally have to with the boys in the business, but he is one of those special cases. Well, you don't make Mr. T come up the indie ranks before you get that match while it's there. Now this is going to be gorgeous. This is going to be John Cena's it's not going to be the best match he's ever done, but it's going to be the most by the numbers Cena match. Like this will be his magnum opus as to how you wrestle in the main event style.
Fair.
Like
I like it.
And he will be the heel for the first time. Now you don't want to know why? Because the heel is the one who drives the match. He's the one who calls the shots to try to put the other guy over. And so this is going to be basically an instruction manual for heels for 20 years to come. So pay attention, kids. This is going to, like, when I was coming up back in our day, T, watching Triple H, watching Shane Douglas, watching a handful of others, watching Cyrus the Virus, like those were great examples of great heels. They just annoyed you. Like you just hated everything about them. John Cena is going to show you how to be a good heel in main event style for the next 20 years in this match. So this will be one that I will be very much looking forward to watching.
Yeah, I hope this one doesn't get too busy. Cody matches are notorious for that.
You will be lucky if Gold Dust doesn't make a run in.
I know. So that's my biggest fear, is it getting too busy, too convoluted. I expect a ton of fuckery though. And yeah, they could go either way with this. Like, it's his retirement tour. They could put the belt on him, or this could cement that Cody legacy, because this would be a massive pin in the hat. So I'm more excited to see where they go from this, not just, oh, we got there, cool, now what? I think there's plenty of places to go regardless of who wins. So that's what's even more exciting, because I think this has been great storytelling. This has been great, compelling. pondering where they're going to go and what they're going to do. So this is everything you want. It feels like a big time match. It feels like two big superstars. Like this feels like vintage, early days WrestleMania type matchup, like a Mega Powers Explode type build up and feud.
The Cena heel turn.
Yeah. I love everything about this. So I'm excited for this. I would not have guessed this a year ago that this was going to be the main event. But
well, yeah, nobody guessed the Cena heel turn. Not even Cena. Okay, this is something The Rock sold him on.
Yeah.
Okay,
so it's interesting. I'm excited to see where we're gonna go here. Match wise, yeah, this should be fantastic. I'm looking forward to this.
Cut a promo on a kid.
That's fantastic.
Oh my god! I just like Steve Austin had to be sitting there with a beer and like, "Well, that no good.
Yeah.
How did he pull this off? How did I screw it up so bad?" Like, yeah. Oh man! So, yeah,
I love it. I'm excited.
In the main event of Mania, turn heel in the build-up to Mania. There we go.
Brilliant.
But
yeah.
T,
it's fucking brilliant.
You know what? This is going to be an amazing Mania. We're going to figure out if we do a watch along or if we just do reviews or how we're going to. But folks, for you to know, you're going to have to subscribe right here to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Also, follow me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. That's KOE Nation. And be sure to follow this guy. I mean, he starts shows like Drew Carey did in the 90s, okay?
True.
So I think he's got like 6 or 7 new shows now, like Decoding the Unknown, Grip Paranormal, still a thing. Check out Revolutionary Extreme Wrestling on YouTube. Why not while we're at it? Let's see. I think him and Chicken are starting a new show.
Yeah.
Him and Lynn are starting a new show.
Okay. I can plug. I'll plug my shit, and I'll even get it right, Phil.
Well, folks, thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us. As I'm known to say around here, all that being said, Tony G, take it away, sir.
You can find me on all my socials and podcasting iterations at Linktree/Tony the Rod, such as the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. You can find me over at the KOE Nation doing reviews. You can find me on Dads Worldwide, a weekly dad and adulting podcast. You can find me with Chicken at Decoding the Unknown. And any big bucking Empire needs and classic episodes and fun shit like the Andre the Giant Beer Challenge at the Big Bucking Empire on Facebook. So that will be coming up as well. And in just less than 3 weeks away, we've got WrestleMania, folks. So like Phil said, hit that subscribe. Join us for WrestleMania coverage. It's going to be a big one, and we will see you there because that's when I'm going to become a 17-time champion, folks. It's inevitable.
Allegedly.
No alleged.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive.
Nice.
El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.